Hi, honey.
Bet it wasn't cold over there.
Glad you had fun.
Yeah, I had my book launch there. It went really well.
Book launch in India?
Yeah.
So good.
Had to do with the family there.
That's great.
It was wonderful. We went on, this was the first time I actually traveled so much around, even with family there. And they have a program for Indians living outside of India. This time it was in 3 different cities. So we went to Varanasi, the oldest city in India. It's very cultural rich and religiously rich. So, and then there was another place in Allahabad where River Ganges.
Oh,
And I
nice.
took a dip in there.
Whoa. Have you been there before?
I've been there, but not during this time because it's a special time where people from all over the world, they get billions of people who come and take a dip and wash your sins off. At this time. Yeah, so I've never been during this time.
But they came back really clean.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
That is funny.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah, so.
So you really
All right.
cleaned up your
Yes.
act, huh?
We're going to get started. We have Asmita, and can you hear us, Asmita?
I can't.
Okay, fabulous. And Christelle's going to be on the phone, and maybe Carol. Carol might bless us with her company, but she wasn't sure. So we're just going to get started. We're going to start with a little meditation. So I'm just going to put some music on. I want you to just really, really ground yourself. And imagine yourself in a miracle zone. Imagine yourself as this beautiful, beautiful temple. So take one hand, place it on your heart. The opposite hand, place it right below your belly button. 2 inches below your belly button. And imagine the most sparkly, beautiful temple you've ever seen. And imagine that this temple is you. You are so beautiful, so amazing, and so wonderful. You're sparkling. See a bright, white light come into your body, through your entire body, from the top of your head down to the bottoms of your feet. Breathe in and know you're in the miracle zone. Breathe in and breathe out. Just ground yourself, settle yourself, and now visualize that image that you want to create for you and your body. Breathe that in. Imagine yourself there. Relax your shoulders. Feel the light moving from the top of your head down to the bottoms of your feet. Lift the corners of your lips and smile. And now remove your hands. Gently open your eyes. Shake your hands off. You feel a little bit better than when you walked in? You have that any time of the day. You know, everyone walks around and says, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. Can you imagine every time you say that, your neuroplasticity, big word, but all it stands for is this channel that goes down through your brain, and your neurotransmitters in your brain get deeper and deeper in that channel when we think negative thoughts and when we are saying we're stressed, or it just gets bigger and bigger. But if we say, I'm calm, I'm relaxed, I can breathe, all of a sudden, everything comes back to life. So that's your first play work this week. Stopping And we have Asmita on the phone. Asmita's coming back with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're back. You guys remember her. She won't be, she'll be on the Zoom calls, but she won't be in person. She has a beautiful daughter that she stays home with. And it's just great. But Asmita was one of the best people to stop and breathe. Remember, Asmita, how you used to always stop and breathe? Have you kept that practice up?
No,
Well, then
Not-
you're
not here.
yeah, you're here, exactly. You know,
Yeah,
it changed everything, didn't it?
it did. Honest- I miss that person so much that I have to come back because I couldn't do it on my own.
Wonderful. And you have the unlimited program, so you can come back over and over and over. So we're so happy you're back. Tonight we are eating, and I'll show all the ladies on the phone. Who's on the phone with us? Is that you, Christelle, or is it Carol?
It's Christelle.
Wonderful. Welcome, Christelle. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. So we're eating a pomegranate, cauliflower, onion, and parsley and cilantro salad. That's that. You guys can pass it around and help yourselves. And then this is, and I'm gonna dish this out for you. Actually, you know what? We forgot the mint. So I have an herb garden, and through the storm, I was shopping last night. Through the storm, all of the mint is off of my plant. So if you want mint on your food, here you go. So I went shopping and I thought I had mint. But this is a soup to make when you think you have nothing in your cupboards. And I'm just gonna hold this up. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that. It's kale, it's butternut squash. Usually I have a sweet potato. It's curry, so for you, there's some red potato in here. You always want to use red potatoes. Red potatoes are lower on the glycemic scale. And I'm just putting a little cilantro over it, so go ahead and pass that. And for those of you on the phone, the girls can tell you how good this is. But it's so fun. You think there's nothing to eat, and you can whip this up. I used canned garbanzo beans, and it's just delicious. So.
Did you use water or broth?
I used a vegetable broth. I just like a little bit of extra flavor, but and I use little coconut milk. Often I will use water, but because I'll be out of vegetable broth, but the broth just gives it a better flavor. And for those of us that aren't vegetarians, a bone broth is delicious, but I never want to serve that because some of us are
I have a
vegetarians.
cup of that every day.
I know, bone broth. That's so good. You were saying, Marjorie, that you're eating really, really well. And it's changing things, right? So when you have those cravings and you really want to go to something else, how do you avoid them? What do you do to get yourself out of
The
that?
only way I can avoid it until I get stronger
Uh-huh.
is just don't have it in the house.
Do you know something? I still today don't have junk in my house. Don't have it in my
I will
cupboards.
just do it.
Yeah. So I want to see everyone eat mindfully. I want you to take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Really breathe into your diaphragm. One more big deep breath in. And exhale. Third deep breath. Exhale. And you're signaling to your body that food is coming. And Jennifer, yours is so pretty. I'm going to take a picture of it.
Okay. There we go.
Just,
You'll like it.
oh, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
I need a spoon for my son.
I guess you do.
Everybody bought the soup. I'll
Are
get you
these
a
for the
spoon.
side?
Oh, I made those crackers.
Okay, here you go.
So you'll get the recipes for those.
This was thinking of my
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And they're a rice cracker. They're so easy to make. You just cook some rice, throw it in your food processor, and then I put some turmeric, some cumin, and some olive oil and salt.
Wow.
And then I dip
Great.
it. So the the hassle we get into is we have to roll them out, right? That's the hardest part. So all you do is you take one piece of parchment paper, you put it on the bottom, then you put a piece of parchment paper on the top, and you roll it with a glass or with your hands.
Okay.
And it's so
Oh,
easy.
thank you.
Aren't those good?
Great, yeah.
Do we have this recipe?
You have it from a long time ago, but
What's it called again?
it's the Ritz crackers.
Oh, awesome, that you just made that out of normal.
And then you cook them for about 25 minutes, and you've got Ritz
I guess you could do
crackers.
that with leftover rice anytime.
Oh, exactly.
Is this brown rice?
It's brown. You only use brown rice.
Right.
Never, ever, ever, ever.
Ever.
Ever, right? So,
Just
Really
a
good.
minute.
a minute,
Yeah.
we're gonna go around, we're gonna share a little bit, but I wanna know how you're really listening to your body. Last week, the last 2 weeks, you got my video on how to listen to your body. Did everybody watch it? Or-
I did it.
Okay, well, your assignment is to go back and watch it,
I will.
because, and then,
Had a rough week.
it's, well, you had 2 weeks, honey, so it's about doing the play work. But the more we listen to our bodies, the more our bodies respond in kind. So really listening to your body, and this is my beta test for my online program. So you guys are my guinea pigs, so I really need your help to just watch it, and if you see anything that needs to be changed, you know, it certainly can be re-recorded, but tell me what you think, because I love the feedback as well. And so a lot of you watched the TED Talk too. Did it make a lot of sense?
Oh, yeah.
How, before you got into this program, did you think differently than your mind creates your reality?
Like I believed that, but I didn't really practice
Yeah.
it. Like I really felt like, yes, that's possible, but
Right.
for some reason, like you think if you think something's possible and you could solve all your problems by doing that you do it, but I still didn't do it.
We don't do it.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
it's human nature. No, it's human nature to go to the negative. It's
okay.
human nature to look at everything that's wrong. Oh,
Yeah.
here.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Salt's not bad.
Well-
Salt's great.
Starts out with salt's okay?
Yeah.
Here, even if you have blood pressures and stuff?
Absolutely. We need salt for our adrenals.
I will then on it.
Absolutely.
I
Don't
would
tell
have put,
me
you
I
know what
don't need it,
I
I need it.
would have put nutritional yeast on this.
Oh,
Maybe?
yes. You know what? I'm out. So next
Oh,
time.
yeah, that might be
But that
fun.
would be really good.
Okay.
So tonight, we're going to learn about that immediate connection.
See?
And it's pretty funny how immediate it is. You saw that meditation that we just did. How you can upgrade your mindset that quickly.
Thank you.
But the fun thing is, when I'm going into a meeting or I'm going somewhere where like I don't know anybody, I recalibrate my brain just by changing my thoughts. And when I go in, people are friendlier. People come up to me and say, hey, how are you? It's really interesting. In a book by Martha Beck, it's called Steering by Starlight. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but this book is Steering by Starlight, and there's a guy in it. He is a marshal that arrests drug dealers and things like that. And he used to go in with his guns and just really shoot them up, bang them up with force. And then the people would come out fighting. So he worked with Martha. Martha is a life coach. You may have seen her on Oprah. She's written tons of books. And he started changing his mindset, going in with a peaceful, calm attitude. And he would see those people, the drug dealers, he would see them as calm, coming out with their hands up.
Wow.
And that's what happened. You can change your reality just by thinking. And I know it because firsthand, I've done it with my husband. I love sending people unconditional love. You know, you're sitting somewhere, or even if you're somebody is aggravating the crap out of you, or you're in a confrontation, instead of fighting back, try sending them unconditional love. But even bigger, I recommend sending your body unconditional love. The next time you're gonna go, oh, I ate that whatever, that chocolate, or at Super Bowl I had too many martinis, or whatever it is. Try sending yourself unconditional love and see what happens. Just breathe into your body, see a light coming down from your head, and send your body unconditional love and see how it goes differently.
I'm
Because
trying to visualize a light.
and it takes time. It took time for me, but once you start seeing it,
That meditation that we just did, do you have that written?
I don't, but I can record it.
It was something about like I've seen myself in this pool of water. I'm serious. And then all these sparkly things. I was so cool. I was like, I
I
really
will
was
write it down.
I was short.
I made it up, but I will record it.
I loved it.
I made it up. So,
It's a good one.
yeah. So before we get started, I want to know how many of you believe in miracles?
I certainly do.
Woo, everybody here raise their hand. How about you ladies on the phone? Do you believe in miracles?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Can anyone cite a miracle that's happened to you? What's a miracle? What defines a miracle?
Something that you have no control over, first of all.
Yeah.
And I was listening to a minister in my car,
Uh-huh.
and he described it as unexpected sunshine. And
Unexpected
that
sunshine. That's a good
resonated
one.
with me.
That is good.
Unexpected sunshine.
The lights of the soul. And miracles can be as like parking karma. It can be as little, something like parking karma, or it can be something big. So we're going to start creating our own miracles and really believing in miracles, because we can raise our hands and say we totally believe in miracles, but how often do you really expect miracles? Every single day. Do you guys expect miracles?
I will from here out.
Yeah, awesome. It's about, especially with your body or with your eating, but really it's about expecting miracles and believing in yourself and self-love. Do you think when you are totally in love with this beautiful temple you live in, that you will eat not mindfully? Would you go for that? I don't know, what's something that would be a binge food? For me, it used to be chocolate.
Chips.
Chips.
Yeah.
If you
All
are
of the
totally and completely in love with
All of
this
the
body,
above.
what is it?
Right.
Everything, all of the
Everything.
above.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Well, and that's what happens when we're not mindful and we're not feeling love. And probably you're thirsty, hungry, you're thirsty, you're tired, and instead, or you're angry, and instead you go for the food to
We're
numb
just
yourself
busy.
out.
We're just
Busy, exactly, and you're starving, so you just grab something without taking time for you. That if you were totally in love with yourself, how much harder would it be to eat mindlessly, right?
Be a lot harder.
Yeah, would you ladies on the phone agree?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's about getting that direct connection and remembering to stop, because our habit, it's habitual to always be in that zone where you're not. Do this, do that, you've got your to-do list, and I'm gonna plow through. So there's one thing to make a decision from your ego when you're plowing through all day long. There's another thing to make a decision from your soul. Does anyone know the difference? Can you feel the difference? So you can make a decision from your ego or a decision from your soul.
Oh,
That's heavy.
That's,
Yeah.
that's good.
I'm just gonna move this over here because it's really hot and I am sweating like a dog. So if anyone wants more, Ellie's not here tonight, you can just help yourself to food.
Okay.
How is it? Do you like the food?
Good. Everything is great.
My husband would like that.
Super, we'll send some home for
I'm
Johnny,
gonna make
okay?
that. No, I'm gonna make it.
Perfect.
Did you
Super.
guess
I
them?
could eat that
Oh,
every
thank
night.
you, it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. There goes my papers.
You still be hot.
I know. What is it? Is it a hot flat? So we can make decisions from our ego. And here's an example of our ego. Got to get this done. I have like I said, this list of things to do. So lately, I've been working from my soul. And I've been doing the Marie Kondo where I cleaned everything out.
I watched
And
that.
after you're done today, if you want, you can peek around the corner. I kind of used to hide my office, and now all the files are perfect, which makes everything feel really good. But today I sat in my chair and I just breathed, and I go to Creator. That's my personal practice. Some of you, whatever it is, I believe that there's a divine guiding light that will lead us, and we have to ask. So if we're using our ego, that's the plowing through. So when you eat and make food decisions, I want you to start really working from your soul, and that'll help you to listen to your body. So the question of the week was, how did you listen to your body, and what was your biggest success during the 2 weeks of integration? So who wants to start?
I'll start.
Great.
You had asked the question that what do you do when, you know, you're really craving something and it's something that your ego wants and not your soul. I actually go to tea. I'll make me a hot cup of tea. You know, actually as soon as I get home, because sometimes I'm really hungry when I get home. So I went to a cup of tea. And actually my husband, like the end of the week, last week, he's like, do you want me to make you a cup of tea? I'm like, oh, okay.
So as you adopted a new practice, the people in your family supported you. Isn't that incredible? They want to help us. They want us to succeed. But we're the ones that sabotage ourselves. That is great. And then after, it takes about 28 days to develop a habit. So if you develop that habit of going to tea instead of food, after a while, gradually, slowly, you're going to start finding that you're going to go for the tea just because it becomes a habit. And then when you go for the food that's crappy, you're not going to want to go for it. That is awesome. So did you find yourself eating mindfully a little bit better?
Yes.
Beautifully.
I made a, I'll have to make it for here, but a dip for, I sent you a message, a dip for apples. And actually my granddaughter liked it, because she loves cinnamon. But what it was cannelli beans, a quarter cup, I think it was, of maple syrup, a teaspoon, 1 or 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and cinnamon. And you just blend the whole, it was called snickerdoodle dip. And then you served it with apple slices. So I had that at Super Bowl.
That sounds wonderful. Did you guys on the phone hear that? It was cannelli beans, maple syrup, cinnamon, and vanilla, and you dipped it in apples. Yeah, what a great snack.
Yeah, in the blender.
And you're getting your protein with your sugar, so you're keeping your insulin level stable. That's phenomenal. All right, we're gonna have to write that one down for everybody. Perfect. So who's next? Biggest success and how were you mindful during the integration week? Oh, and real quick, I wrote in the welcome letter that nobody ever voices their challenges. I don't hear them very much. I want you to first think of your successes, but if there's a challenge that you feel a little shy about expressing, just let me know. Text me, email me, and I will answer your question anonymously. So who wants to go next with your share?
I'm trying to think what I did. I did a lot of good stuff.
How about one of you on the phone? And Esmita, you're exempt because maybe you could just tell us what your favorite thing was you did when you were in the program before. Esmita, do you want to share? Tell us a little bit about you. A few people here don't know you. Oh, maybe she. You know what? She's on mute. Yeah. Christelle, do you want to go?
Oh, wow. Sure, I'll go.
Okay, great.
Is that, sorry, it's hard for me to hear, so I have a hard time
Let
following.
me just turn up the volume.
Yeah, so let's see, how I listen to my body, one of, two ways, I think, and then it leads into the success I had. I find myself that by the time I get to my meals, I'm like rushing, like from task to task to task, and so when I finally sit down, like for lunch or dinner or my snack, I forget completely to breathe and to show gratitude for the meal. And so I really made a point to, over the 2 weeks, to, no matter how crazy my ego and brain was, to just stop and breathe. And that really helped center me. And then I was able to have the mindfulness to be thankful and to give gratitude for the food that I was eating, and to acknowledge that it was healing my body. And I'm feeding my body good, organic, wholesome food. Because quite honestly, I don't particularly like what I eat, so I have to really do a lot of reframing to get it down. And so that really helped. And then the second, I think the success I had was, I know, Catherine, you know this is my history. I've been wanting to, since November, to get off the 2 GI meds that I'm on for my irritable bowel syndrome.
Yes.
But I've been psychologically attached to what I think they do for me. And it just kind of happened where I had some divine intervention where my doctor called me out of the blue and said, your insurance isn't going to cover both of these medications anymore because I'm prescribing them both for the same condition. So basically, pick one. And I'm getting to a place where I'm honestly so sick and tired of being dependent upon things. I'll even say it. I don't want to say it to you guys, but I'll even say it. Even having to be dependent on finding 20 heads of celery a week to juice for the week.
I know.
Not only is it expensive,
I feel your pain.
it's freaking time consuming. And if I work, there's honestly no way I could do it. So my hat goes off to you ladies for how you do this in work. I don't know that I could do it.
Well,
And that's just one example of my food plan that causes me so much grief and time. But so because I'm on this kick of I'm just done being so dependent on these things, I just said, you know what? The doctor said you can go cold turkey off both. I said I'm done with all this. I'm just done with it. And I just
That is
said,
awesome.
since February 1st.
that's beautiful.
That's
And
awesome.
how did you feel afterward? Did you need them?
Well, to be honest, I can tell my mind is playing tricks on me because of that psychological attachment, which relates very well to the video, Catherine, about how our mind tells us things that aren't true and how, I'm taking a medication for IBS, but really my head is the one telling me it's working or it's not working. So now my head with my eating disorder is like, oh, well, you're now more bloated than when you were on it. And that's all a bunch of BS. I don't think any of that's true.
All a bunch of BS. And, I love this. It is so good because, and I know you say you don't like your food. If you didn't like a person and you had to live with them every day and love them up, how would you feel?
Well, I do that with my parents.
Okay, so you know. So I've said this before, but I want to say it again. I want you to start experimenting with what you like. These ladies tonight are eating really good food. I think you've been on the celery juice so long that your hydrochloric acid is in a better place, and you can start experimenting with other foods that you really like. Get off the foods you don't like. Celery juice is good for a while, but you can start drinking it every other day. And I know the medical medium says to drink it every day for the rest of your life. I think it's too much damn work, okay?
And do it as long as it feels good.
Yeah, and if it doesn't feel good, but if you don't like something, you're not going to keep that habit.
Right.
So find food you like, and I can help you with that. But start with one food, and then incorporate another and another, and see what happens. It won't kill you, and I think you've been doing so well, Christelle, and your body's healing. So it'd be fun to experiment with that and at your own time, because I know you have parameters around that, but I'd like you to think about it. Does that sound good?
That sounds good. Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome, thank you. All right, who wants to go next? Oh, chewing.
This is really good salad.
Is this tarragon in here?
It's
Is that
tarragon.
I didn't think I liked
Really
tarragon.
good.
It's a whole box
So
of
good.
tarragon, those little green boxes they have at Whole Foods.
Were
It
you-
called for
oh.
fresh and I couldn't find it, so I just used a box of tarragon.
Okay.
Is it like this?
Um,
In a box
a
like
little
the
box.
no, I'll show you. I like fresh
Oh,
seasonings.
Uh-huh.
So these seasonings are great. And usually I put them in other containers, but I used the whole box because it called for fresh.
Oh,
And it
those
just-
are fresh?
No, these are, it called for fresh and I couldn't find fresh, so they were out of fresh. So because I like my seasonings. You know, sometimes you buy a seasoning and you don't use it for 3 or 4
Yeah.
years and it loses its flavor, it loses its efficacy.
What's that?
What was in there?
Onion maybe?
No, you know what? It is an
So
onion.
good.
It got charred.
Caramelized. Yeah, I like
I made
caramelized.
and I made those so easy
Uh-huh.
in the oven.
It just really makes the salad a little bit more like.
What's
deep.
that?
Yeah.
Like the caramelized onions in it.
Oh.
So you
I like
you
it in
cook
the salad.
you bake the cauliflower and the onions together.
Oh.
And there's 2 different textures. You don't have to do this.
Really
You
good.
could just have the regular cauliflower, but I roasted the one and I made it very fine,
Mhm.
and then I made the larger pieces just to
Oh,
give
I
it some
see.
texture.
Mhm.
So you do that for company, right?
Great, yeah.
However, we're supposed to honor ourselves, so. Seema, you want to talk about coming back and how you're feeling?
I've lost 5 pounds
Wow.
during this whole trip, which I was amazed at because generally I gain. But what I noticed was the food at the events that we were at, food was horrible.
The food was
Food was
horrible.
horrible, and North Indian style, since this event happened in North India, they have a lot of deep fried stuff.
Oh.
So there was hardly anything that I could eat for breakfast. They would have like a few healthy stuff. So I was really careful where I only eat the healthy stuff. And dinner was usually not good. So generally what I would do is eat anyway because there'd be nothing else and I'd get hungry later. So I didn't do that. I
Okay.
didn't force myself to eat. I was like, made a deal with my body that it would not get hungry in the middle of the night and not allow me to sleep.
You made a deal with your body. Another mindset thing, right?
Because it wasn't good, it didn't taste good, it wasn't enjoyable. It was like
You probably
I
have
couldn't get it down. It's like I just can't do it.
Why am I eating this if it's not even
Exactly.
good, right?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So I would just eat like a little extra, and then these guys would have some healthy Indian snacks. We were in a tent.
Oh, you were in a tent. How funny. For
These
those of you that
luxury
don't know,
tents.
Seema went to India. She just got back from India.
Luxury tents.
A luxury
Oh, cool.
town.
So they would have stuff there. So I would have that. Didn't go to all the restaurants that I normally would go to. There's a lot. I did have Carl's Jr. because Carl's Jr. in India, I had to try that.
Okay.
Those kind of things. But last time we went to all kinds of places, didn't do any of that. Did have some on the last day at my book launch, Indian street food.
Okay.
But I asked them to make it in a healthier way. So
So
That was
and it was pretty easy, right? So it's about the choices we make. And as we love our bodies more, we make better choices.
yeah, it wasn't that difficult.
job.
I mean, once I made the pact with my body, I mean, it didn't get hungry later on either. I mean, we
I love the idea of
we
making a
kept
pact
our
with your
bargains.
body.
Yeah, we kept the
But
commitments. to
where
ourselves.
did you make that pact? With your ego or with your soul?
I think with my soul because it
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
It's always with your soul. Ego is about willpower. And willpower, as we know, doesn't work, right? So are your mouths unfull? Who wants to go next?
I'll attempt it.
Okay.
I didn't do anything specific, but when I think about all that I'm doing that I've changed, I think it's in the preparation. Like on Tuesdays, I go to Bible study at my church, and they always have a spread of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the new Marjorie eats breakfast before she goes, and none of that tempts me. I always take my tea in my thermos, so I can, it's a habit of having something.
Yeah.
And I'm cooking a bunch of vegetables that every day I can pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been subtle, but it's coming together.
It's been subtle, but it's coming together. Now that's the beauty of this program, because it's not about like a weight watch. You don't see the weight usually come off. It's about a program for life. It's subtle, but now you're going to keep those habits for a lot longer and stay with them. So I love it. That's beautiful. It's been subtle. But,
For instance, on Sunday, because on first Sunday I'm in the choir and we're there longer.
Okay.
So I have to be at church at 7:30. Usually first service is over about 9:30. Then we've got an hour and a half break. So in my preparation, Sunday morning I boiled 2 eggs and peeled and put in my Ziploc bag. And I had about 11 or 12 little almonds in another bag. So in between, I've got something till I get home to dinner.
Yeah. You've got a snack.
I
And
got
it is in the preparation. And some people say that it's more difficult. But what I know is that I feel so much better. And you know, it's kind of funny because we went to 2 Super Bowl games or parties. And there was some chicken there. And I ate before I left. But I thought, you know what, I can have that chicken. It was horrible. And it was like, I am so glad I ate at home.
Yeah, so you didn't eat
Yeah.
too much of that chicken.
Exactly,
you know?
I did.
That's some tools I've been doing too. It's
Okay.
trying to, instead of waiting to go to the party and see what's there and start, then I've been just trying to eat better at home before I go, so I'm not starving, or even out to dinner or something. I used to wait and have an enormous dinner and dessert and apps and whatever I wanted, and then so now I make sure not to go too hungry. So those little things. But I think my biggest revelation is because I went off the wagon so much the other way, the bad way. No, not the bad way. You're supposed to form a different
Another way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It was
no,
a science
we went to
experiment
Tahoe
with your body.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
another family. We all have young kids, you know, the whole probably 6 through 8 kind of range. And, you know, I don't know. I just, cooking, it gets so tough. And I bought like a chicken pot pie from Costco. And I think, and then they did a dinner one night and it was like frozen pizzas from Safeway. And I'm just like, oh boy, I just bloat so much from all that dairy and gluten.
You felt it.
I do. I bloat so much. And then, you know, we're drinking more because we're staying up late playing cards and things. And then I'm having probably more coffee because I'm tired. It's just the whole down spiral.
It's
right?
a down spiral. It's a
And then
vicious
I didn't
cycle.
sleep well because I ate poorly.
Yeah.
I had more caffeine. I ate poorly. I drank more, and then I
domino effect.
slept
Total
horribly.
domino effect.
And I haven't been having hot. I came to Catherine for hot flashes and all that, starting to go through that whole thing. And I hadn't had them since we started, and then I had them this whole weekend. And I was laying in bed, and we're in the snow. You know, it's in Tahoe, it's freezing, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so hot. I'm so uncomfortable. I barely slept at all. And anyway, I got home late last night, but today was like celery juice in the morning, and then I had a smoothie, and then I had toast, avocado toast, which I know it's bread, but I'm like, it's so much better than if I were to just like eat something else because it's easier and faster for me. Even though I'm having the bread, it's kind of better than what I would have normally.
Exactly.
So it's like those kind of things, like making little deals with myself in a way. Like,
Yeah,
It's listening to your body.
Yeah.
It's listening to your body. And the more you do that, I've said this a million times, but you got, hopefully you'll never get tired of it. It's about really listening to your body and making science experiments with your body, because these are the habits you're used to. You know, I mean, we all ate cereal when we were kids.
Yeah.
Cereal's horrible for us, but that was my habit, my go-to.
Yeah, I had to get my daughter's food ready. So right before I came here, I was hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, I'm like, no, because I had to pull out some, I usually don't buy convenience foods like this too much, but because we went out of town, I had this chicken Alfredo from Costco, and I didn't get a chance, so I baked it up last night. Anyway, it was warm and on the stove for my daughter and my husband, and I just wanted to eat that so badly. I was like, I'm gonna go to Catherine's first, and if I want some when I get home, I just told myself, if I want some when I get home, I can have some. But then now I'm like, this is so amazing.
So amazing. And you would have one bite of the Alfredo that tied you
But
over.
if I had it for dinner, I would have had a giant bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying I would go for it.
I'll go
but
for it.
yeah, this is so
But-
tasty and
Awesome. Yeah.
satisfying.
And it's about recognizing what your body wants and what your body doesn't want.
Yeah.
And then your body says, Jennifer, hello.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
ask, when she mentioned the avocado toast, since we like these crackers, could that be
Oh,
our
absolutely.
toast?
You
Yeah.
could have that with avocado.
Because it's crunchy and
That would be
it's,
really good.
that would be a
Sometimes
good
I
one.
eat just an avocado, but I'm just like,
You want
almost
something
feel like you
meaty.
need something
So
a
if you're
little
going to
more
eat a
substantial.
toast,
Yeah.
I want you to eat Ezekiel, sprouted Ezekiel bread. For me, I'm very, very allergic to gluten. Your body will tell you.
Yeah.
So, but if you're not, every now and then, I don't think we should eat toast every single day.
Yeah, not every
But
day.
this Ezekiel is sprouted, and after a while, you don't even want it. But totally,
So
you
you
know,
can
cracker,
tolerate that even though you're gluten free.
I can't
Or
tolerate that.
Oh, you can't even
I
tolerate
don't
that.
even
Okay.
tolerate that. I just don't go there. I
Yeah.
bloat up. I listen to my body because my body
What about
doesn't want it.
sourdough? See, I feel like, I know you've said that, I feel like one little piece of sourdough is so much better on my body than if I were to eat like a hearty wheat bread. But that's
So,
me. I
Sourdough
don't know
has
why.
a ferment in it. It has sourdough starter, so it's fermented. So it's a probiotic, and it's
Maybe
fine. But
that's
the
why
challenge
it's
is
worked
you don't know
better for me.
where you're getting it from. If you're getting a real good quality sourdough, maybe, but it's still white enriched
Yeah.
flour, and it's hybridized. You know, it's made to get fluffy, and that what does it do for your body?
Yeah, fluff.
So what I say about sourdough,
So
every
maybe
now and
something
then,
like these crackers.
every
yeah.
now and then, it's not. But if you notice your body doesn't work, it doesn't like it. I ate a meatball at the second party we went to, and I knew there was
Oh, bread.
there was
Yeah,
bread,
breadcrumbs in
and
there, probably, or
my
bread.
fingers started tingling. So I know I can't tolerate it. But for some of you, you might be able to. But if your goal is to really get the weight off or to change your hormones, probably not. So
And better sleep.
Yeah.
Which is important.
and then it also has it turns to sugar. The glucose turns to sugar. So what happens is you're putting more sugar in your body, and then you crave sugar. You know, the glucose starts working, and then you want to see candy. It's a vicious
It's
cycle.
true. Then you can do want something sweet after you eat it.
That's why I
Now,
recommend
why
a
do we
delicious
always want something
detox.
sweet after dinner?
Because you probably have candida.
Comes.
You have candida, and so that body, the candida
Also,
is
it's a
going.
habit. Because
It can be a habit, yeah.
Yeah.
But generally, and also it's something, I like to say, it's missing the sweetness of life. So if you eat mindfully, you're satisfying yourself, and you may not want to go to that piece of sweet after dinner. But often it's candida or some parasite in your body too. So
What I really
Yeah.
noticed
Uh-huh.
too is eating cleaner. I'm sleeping better.
sleeping
without
better.
taking anything.
Yeah.
But one thing I started doing was having like celery, a couple stalks of celery with a little bit of almond butter on it, like 8:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if the protein, just a little bit of protein is helping me sleep.
It helps you
more,
sleep.
too.
It definitely helps you sleep. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely
Good
sleeping
job.
better.
Yeah.
And I do the cup of bone broth before bed.
The cup of bone broth before bed. So
I
here's
wanted
the
to do
deal.
that and not have it.
Here's the deal. You both have noticed, you notice you sleep better when you have that celery with some almond butter. You notice that you feel better when you have the cup of bone broth. So do what your body tells you. It's not about what I say. It's not about what the thousands of diets out there. We had a contractor that came the other day and he goes, I'm on paleo. I'm on keto. And it's great, but is that sustainable? What's sustainable is what your body wants. So we're going to tap a little on loving your body. And some of you, we have played with tapping. And for some of you haven't, I
I've
don't
missed
think
that, so I'm
Oh.
excited.
a lot of you like tapping. And it's kind of weird, it's kind of woo-woo, but so we talk about the neuroplasticity, right? The neuroplasticity in your brain. So what happens is when we change our neurons, our body changes. So I'm going to go over the tapping points with you first. You do a karate chop right on the side of your hand. Second point is eyebrow point, just right on the side of the eye. And so it's more close to your nose.
Inside.
Yeah, it's right like the brow bone. Then next you go outside, but it's not at your temple. It's right on that bone of your eye. You got it.
Right?
Yeah, totally, you've got it. And then underneath,
Under the eye.
this is called emotional freedom technique. And then under the nose, why do we do emotional freedom technique? It's to get your body to start thinking differently. Right chin point, right between your chin, because it changes that brain chemistry. It gets you out of it. And you're using acupressure points. So when your acupressure points are working correctly, or when your body's balanced, your energy is flowing. Next point is right at the collarbone. So it's right here. You just feel under the collarbone, right at the base of the sternum. So go under your collarbone, right at the base of this breastbone. You've got it. Yeah. It's right underneath. And then last point is here, right at the bra strap, and then top of the head. It's that easy. Yeah. And I'll give you all a chart. I didn't print one
Are you
out.
using 3 fingers or 2?
Just, you know what? It does not matter.
Okay.
And the way
So I can go like that.
EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, was invented. It was invented by this guy, Gary Craig. He is a psychologist in his 70s. He had a client that was super afraid of water. She couldn't even take a bath because she was so afraid of water. She could only take a little sitz bath. And he was doing talk therapy, but at the same time, he was learning all about the acupressure points. And so he thought he'd tap. Well, they did talk therapy. After about 20 minutes, she went and jumped in the pool and got out. She wasn't afraid anymore. She'd been afraid like 30 years. So he started developing it, and it got more and more. So I want you to just start tapping with me. Just tap on the karate chop point and think about something you really want in your life. What's the one intention that you really want for your life? Is it weight loss? Is it to be happier? Is it better health? Is it happier hormones? Is it to live a more balanced life? And now think of your limiting belief. Last week we went over limiting beliefs, but if you weren't here, just make it up. Think of the limiting belief. What stops you from getting what you really want in your life? So, you know, would it be a miracle if you would get what you really want in your life? Think about it. So could it be that you're not allowing it? So I want you to say, I choose to allow miracles in my life.
I choose to allow miracles in my life.
And to really love and accept myself.
And to really love and accept myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
I choose to love and honor myself.
And allow myself to see that I deserve a miracle.
And allow myself to see that I deserve a miracle.
And think of that thing that you really want as an awesome miracle. I choose not to resist miracles.
I choose not to resist miracles.
And I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself.
And I choose to deeply and completely love and
Accept myself.
accept myself.
And everyone else on this planet.
And everyone else on this planet.
I choose to appreciate myself.
I choose to appreciate myself.
I choose to recognize that I'm worthy of deserving love.
I choose to recognize that I'm worthy of deserving love.
And if any of you wonder how you're going to remember all this, I'm going to videotape it for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I choose to really love myself, and I want you to sink that one in.
I choose to really love myself.
And I choose to deeply and completely love and honor myself.
I choose to deeply and completely love and honor myself.
I choose to love me,
I choose to love me.
all of me.
All of me.
I choose to really love myself. Keep tapping. I'm going to turn
I
this
choose to really love myself.
Crystal, we're tapping on the side of the hand, and as me tap, so we're almost through the side of the hand. It's just a karate chop. I choose to appreciate myself.
I choose to appreciate myself.
I choose to know that I deserve to release my limiting beliefs and reach my goals with ease. Okay. I choose to know that I deserve to release my limiting beliefs.
Choose
To know
That I deserve to release my limiting beliefs. And think of what your limiting belief is. Just breathe that in. And I choose to reach my goals with ease.
To reach my
choose
goals with
my
ease.
goals with ease.
I'm letting go of my limiting belief.
I'm letting go of my limiting belief.
I'm choosing to do everything it takes
I'm choosing to do everything it takes
to reach my goals
to reach my goals
and truly love myself.
And
and truly love myself.
I may have some ideas about why I couldn't or shouldn't love myself.
I may have some ideas on why I couldn't and shouldn't love myself.
I choose to clear these.
I choose to clear these.
Maybe I've done things that I feel unworthy for.
Maybe I've done things that I feel unworthy for.
I'm open to the possibility
I'm open to the possibility
that the only reason I did those things
that the only reason I did those things
was because I really didn't love myself.
was
So now we're going to start tapping, top side of the eye. Maybe I believe it's wrong to love myself.
Maybe I believe it's wrong to love myself.
Side of the eye. Maybe I feel like I'm arrogant if I think I love myself.
Maybe I feel arrogant.
I'm arrogant if I really love
I
myself.
love myself.
Under the eye, just right under the eyeball, loving myself doesn't mean that I think I'm better than others.
Loving myself doesn't mean that I think I'm better than others.
Under the nose, tap. In fact, the more I love myself,
The more I love myself.
the more I see myself as lovable.
The more I see myself as lovable.
Then
Chin,
collarbone,
chin,
chin. I choose to appreciate myself.
I choose to appreciate myself.
myself.
Collarbone. I choose to know that I deserve to release my limiting beliefs.
I choose to know that I deserve to release
My limiting beliefs.
Beliefs.
I'm letting go of my limiting beliefs.
I'm letting go of my limited beliefs.
I'm letting go of my blocks to miracles.
I'm letting go of my blocks to miracles.
I choose to know that loving myself is a good thing.
I choose to know that loving myself is a good thing.
Eyebrow, inside the eyebrow. I may have some ideas about why I couldn't or shouldn't love myself.
I may have some ideas of why
I should or couldn't love myself.
Side of the eye. I'm open to the possibility
I'm open to the
I'm open to the
of loving myself.
Of
of loving myself.
Breathe in. Loving myself is such a powerful and great thing.
Loving myself is such a powerful and great thing.
Under the eye, under the nose. And I deserve it.
And I deserve it.
I can reach my goals.
I can reach my goals.
And I can truly love myself.
And I can truly love myself.
Bra strap, and it's not selfish.
And it's not selfish.
Top of the head, it's not selfish.
It's not selfish.
It's eyebrow, it's not selfish to love myself.
To love myself.
Side of the eye, it's not selfish to take care of myself.
It's not
It's not selfish to take care of myself.
Under the eye, the more I take care of me,
The more I take care of me,
under the nose, the better I am to everyone else.
The better I am to everyone else.
Chin, and this is a good thing.
And this is a good thing.
Collarbone, and this is a good
And
thing.
this
And
is
this
a
is a
good
good
thing.
thing.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I'm worthy of it. Under the bra
worthy
strap,
of it.
I'm worthy of it.
I'm worthy
Big
of
deep
it.
breath in, top of the head, and I deserve it.
And I deserve it.
Okay, I want you to just close your eyes and put your hands to the side and feel into your body. Feel how you've tapped, and notice if you feel a little different. How did you shift? What happened? Was there a shift? Was there anything? Or maybe
feel a
not?
little buzzy.
Yeah, I feel
Buzzy.
buzzy and lighter.
Tingly, lighter.
Buzzy.
Mhm.
Were you got on the phone, were you able to follow along? Or was it totally foreign? I know you're on your phone, so you can't
No.
really see me.
Now, I was able to follow along. Wherever I could hear clearly, I just did my own thing, but I followed along for
Great.
the most part.
Christelle, did you get it?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fabulous. And we're gonna do more of that. So, and you'll have a video of it. So one of your playwork items, if you choose to accept it, if you need to do this in the bathroom when nobody else is around, you can. My husband thinks I'm so funny because I tap all the time. And he's like, he's just gotten used to it. So people get used to it. I'm nicer if I tap. And so,
You said baby tap.
yeah, please tap, tap. But seriously, whenever I'm grumpy or I feel like I need to eat a lot more, there's something inside of me that I'm not working out. And I can journal about it, or I can tap, or I tap in the car. I love to tap in the car. It's just, you can have one hand on the steering wheel, and if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can just, when you stop at stoplights, tap, and just see how it changes you.
You just say certain things.
Yeah, and you can say whatever you want. So this is a modified version of Brad Yates. He has about 650 tapping videos on YouTube. So there's no excuse, because you have a whole lot on every topic, different subjects.
All right.
And I'm gonna make you this one about loving
Okay.
yourself. And you'll be able to see me and tap, and you can pull it up on your phone and do it at a stoplight. And don't worry, nobody's gonna
People are
look at you.
looking at you.
You will never see those people again. And who cares? You know what? They don't have the secret. They don't have the secret. They
They're
totally.
probably thinking you got a headache.
Yeah.
What?
They would probably think you have a headache.
Yeah. And how many of you really look at the person next to you when you're in the car?
If I'm at a stop sign,
Oh,
I
you do?
definitely.
See, I don't.
But you wouldn't stare at them. You would look over
One
and then
time I
look
was
over. and
sorry
that's it.
Yeah.
that I looked over because the guy was doing some stuff.
So that would encourage you not to look. Marjorie said,
Oh, that scared the
for you, she saw someone who was next to her.
Scared.
She was so scared because he was doing something he shouldn't be doing. But anyway,
As my daughter says, inappropriate.
inappropriate behavior, yes. We're having, yes, his name is Brad Yates.
Okay.
And I'll give you a link to his stuff.
Yeah.
He's on YouTube and he's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
You zip
He,
face, you.
not for food, but for financial fears.
Oh.
And to help me with success with my business, I've used a lot of his tapping to
Okay.
get me from where I am to where I want to be. So, you know, it's always a work in progress, but it's a great, great tool to really help you progress, especially when you feel like you're not following an eating plan. Just tap, 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 tap. So we've determined there's two ways to make choices, right? One is, what is one of them?
Mindfully.
Well,
Oh.
ego, with your ego.
Oh.
And what's the second one? With your soul. How do you want to live your life?
So,
Soul.
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 So what are some things that you could do this week to live more from your soul instead of your ego?
Give out more love.
Ooh, give out more
I want
love.
to punch somebody, just send them love.
What do you think would happen to you if you were giving more love?
It takes the pressure off.
Totally takes the
Because when you
pressure off.
get like this, you're restricting everything and
Mhm.
constricting.
So I love this. Okay, so I'm gonna ask, and this is for you ladies on the phone too. I want you to just ball yourself up, like really ball yourself up into a little ball, squeeze your arms, squeeze your shoulders in, tighten your teeth, tighten your mouth, and now say, I feel wonderful. I hear you laughing.
It's hard to
It's
do.
really hard, right? Because when you get tight and tense, now hold your hands out
I do feel wonderful.
and say no. Say, I'm depressed. Right. You can't feel it, right? So the more expansive you are, and now I don't expect all of you to walk around with your arms out like this all the time, but you can get the feeling of feeling expansive. And you're probably thinking, how does this have anything to do with food? It really does. Why do you think it has something to do with food?
It's just all connected.
It's all connected, but the better you feel, the less you're gonna overeat or eat the wrong things.
Mhm.
You're gonna feed yourself good food because you feel really good. Yeah. And Marjorie, you've been tapping on the Brad Yates for pain. Did it
Yeah.
seem like it helped? Did you notice anything?
I gotta do it longer.
Okay, got it, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time, it definitely takes time.
Is there a formula what you say at each of the points? Because today I noticed that you were at the karate shop for a longer
I was
time.
there a long time, but
Yeah, I
it
was
really
there.
doesn't
Like
matter.
if we want to come up with our own thing, what do we say? Is there a formula what you say here, and then what you say at each of the
So
points?
here, the karate chop is, I am choosing, and you do this 3 times, the traditional formula, but I always change it up. So you chop with the karate chop, and you say, I'm choosing, or even though, this is a big one that you'll hear a lot, even though I feel like I'm fat, or even though I ate that brownie yesterday, or even though I'm sick and I'm tired, and I don't feel like my body's in good shape, or my gut's out of whack, even though I thoroughly and completely love and approve of myself. You do that 3 times, okay? And then you start tapping on the points. And the way I learned it, I've been to lots of classes for this. If you can believe it, they have 4 and 5 day seminars on
Wow.
tapping. So easy, it's so easy, and I paid for it, okay? And now I know how to teach it to you, but I always change it up. So when you tap here, you're supposed to start with the negative, like, oh, this fat, it's driving me nuts. And this was really hard for me. Great question, Seema, thanks. So it was really, really hard for me because I'd always learned positive affirmations, and I'm supposed to be loving myself up, right? But you gotta get the crap out before you can go to something else. Otherwise it just circulates in there, and that's what this is for. It's to get the crap out of your body so you can elevate your mood and get to a different frequency. And in my belief system, I believe in Louise Hay's work, where she says, or Esther and Jerry Hicks and The Secret, when you elevate your frequency, better things happen to you, and you can get in that miracle zone. And so it's about tapping. So you tap on the crap, and then after you've gone a few rounds and you start feeling better, you can say something like, yeah, I may be feeling chubby today, and I know I can kick this. I know I'm getting better and better. And you can start with positive and go through it. So that's the
And
formula.
then you get to the point where you're doing positive all the way around.
Yeah, and then you
Okay.
do it a lot. And then there's a thing at the very end. Once you get it down to a 3, what you do is you look at your fingers, and you just put your thumb and your index finger together, and you move your fingers up, but you follow your fingers with your eye, and you move them over to the left or right, it doesn't matter. Right now I have the right hand up with my thumb and my index finger together, and you follow only with your eye, so you don't move your head at all. And then you bring it down, and you follow it with your eye, down, down, down to the floor, and that neutralizes it, and it'll bring you back down to a 1 or a 0. It's the weirdest thing, but it's very cool, right?
Wow.
So now we're gonna do a really fun exercise. It's probably one of my favorite things. And you all have Post-its, and you have a pen, and the 2 of you on the phone have Post-its, but you don't need your Post-its yet. Just have them next to your side, and we're gonna play some music. This exercise is to help you go deep and to help you change the way you're feeling. So close your eyes, take some really deep breaths. Deep, deep breaths from your diaphragm. Breathe in. Go very, very deep. Breathe in as if breathing into your soles of your feet. Feel the love in your heart for yourself. Feel your commitment to yourself. Let go of any concerns. Let go of any anxiety. Just allow it to dissolve. Allow it to dissolve. Let the anxiety, your fears, just go down to Mother Earth and let it dissolve. Imagine you're drifting above your body. Feel yourself drifting above your body. Feel the ceiling, and imagine you go through the ceiling up into the clouds. You're going higher and higher through the stars. Just imagine, pretend. Imagine the outer regions of the universe. You're all the way into the heavens. Just imagine. Breathe it in. Higher and higher. Through the stars.
Why are you calling me?
You're sitting in the energy of all possibilities. You're sitting in the space and you see something in the distance. You don't know what it is, but you're drawn to it. It's shimmering, it's sparkling. See that thing in the distance? It's totally drawing you to it. You have to go over there because it's so beautiful. It's magnificent. You move towards the structure. It radiates. It vibrates. You recognize this as the place that houses your deepest desires. Your deepest desires. You walk through an archway. Sorry. You walk through an archway. We'll find some better music than that. That didn't work. There you go. You walk through an archway. You walk through a front door. And you walk inside. You find yourself in the most magnificent hall. And you see a group of beings. You see a group of beings. You walk towards them. Really feel it in your body. You're in this beautiful, magnificent temple. You recognize these beings as your soul's team. You're moving with your soul. This is your group of masters, your soul masters. They welcome you and they seat you in the beautiful, the most beautiful, luxurious chair. You're loving that chair. They put you in garments of gold. These garments, feel those garments of gold. See how radiant you are. Breathe into that. They're acknowledging you for who you are. They know you're beautiful and wonderful. They know the journey you've been on, and they don't care. They see your beauty. They see your magnificence. You've never felt so loved. You're feeling so loved. You've never felt so clear or so powerful as you do right now. Just feel it. Feel it in your body. They surround you in a circle of love. They tell you everything you've always wanted to hear. All the things you've wanted to hear. You are so loved. You're powerful. You are magnificent. They see the real you. And they want to give you a gift. They're bringing you a gift. You're donned in golden, magnificent clothing, sitting in this beautiful chair, sitting in the temple. And you're receiving the gift. So many of us can't receive. We're not good at it. You're receiving the gift joyfully and magnificently. Just feel that in your body. Feel it. Feel it. They give you the gift of clarity, the gift of purpose. Receive it. The gift of ease. Breathe it in. The gift of empowerment. Breathe it in. The gift of love, self-love, loving yourself. Just feel that love for yourself in your body. Breathe it in. They give you the gift of inner peace, the gift of miracles. Feel that deep in your heart. Feel strengthened. Sit and bask in the feelings. It's time to leave. Your soul team embraces you and walks you out through that golden arch, through that golden temple, and you walk out the door, through the sky, through the clouds, through the ceiling, hovering over the house. Feel all the peace and the joy with your new gifts. Feel those. Bring yourself back. Sit in that. Remember you have these gifts. You've been donned with these gifts. Feel that feeling of bliss, that feeling of comfort, and bring yourself back. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Feel those gifts. Were you able to receive them? And feeling this bliss, I want you to take out your Post-its, and we're going to have some fun with it. So write on one Post-it, just one thought per Post-it. So, for example, how are you feeling now? Not in this moment, but in your life. I want you to go into every area of your life on one line per Post-it. How is your life right now? The way you're living in it. Is it happy? Is it sad? Do you wish things were different? Right? And you tear the Post-it off. You have lots of Post-its. So get at least 6, 8, 10 things that are happening now. Maybe they're things you like, maybe they're things you don't like. But really write them down on the Post-its and get a good idea of what's happening. Maybe you want to go to China. Maybe it's a trip you want to take. Maybe it's a frustration about finances. Maybe it's a frustration about how your body feels. Maybe it's you want a better relationship. What's happening now? 6 to 10 Post-its with what's happening now in your life. It can be good or bad. Doesn't necessarily have to be bad. But just get an idea and a picture in every single area of your life. Describe your life. Just keep writing it down. What is it like now? And maybe what would you like to change? And just walk through that. Breathe into it. Keep writing. Keep writing. And let me know when you're complete. How is life now? What's happening in your life? Not even necessarily things that you need changed. Just keep writing until you feel it's complete. Get it all out. You're doing such great work. Get it all out. Keep writing. What's happening now? Wow, you guys are doing great. It's so beautiful to watch you. When you feel complete, you can take that stack of Post-its and you can just set it off to the side. And there's different colored ones. Maybe trade with your partner. And on the other piece of Post-it, pretend like it's a year from now. And you have the most miraculous life. All of your miracles are happening. Everything's happening for you. Right? one line per Post-it, what would that miracle look like? What would it feel like? One line per Post-it. What does your life look like? How are you living in this ideal, quality, miraculous life? Put it on the other Post-it. I want you all to get used to seeing that life, creating that life, making that life work for you. Write it down. Put it all out. What would it be like? What would be different? How would you be feeling? Really get it out. It's so fun to watch. The smiles on your faces are so much bigger. This is the exciting life. Just keep writing. Don't spare anything. Keep putting things on paper. What would it look like? What would it feel like? What would be miraculous? And don't limit yourself, okay? This is the life you can have that's the most miraculous life. Don't say, because this is gonna happen, or I don't have this, I can't do that. No, 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 this is magic. It's miracles. Keep writing it out, write it out, write it out. Get it down on paper.
My son.
That's an awesome one. Keep writing, keep writing. Get it all out. Just a few more minutes, but don't limit yourself. Christelle or Asmita, are you still on the call? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, good. Okay, fabulous. Then we're going to do an exercise with these Post-its. So I'll walk you through it, and I'll carry my computer in there. And I will take you in there, and you can walk with me through this exercise. So keep writing. How's it going, Christelle? Are you getting it all down?
Yes.
How does it feel?
Well, I actually do a lot of this, so
Beautiful.
you know, it feels good. Yeah, the second part feels better than the first. I know that.
Of course.
But I unfortunately spend more time lamenting about the things that are wrong than imagining the ideal life.
Yeah, that's what this is to get you in. I could have given you a paper, but this will really get you there. So we have just about 30 more seconds. Wrap it up, but get it all out. What would your life be like if you could co-create the life that you love? Does it feel complete? Feels complete? Seema, are you wrapping it up?
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Jennifer? Do you need a few more minutes?
No, it's okay.
Okay, great. So we're gonna take both sets of Post-its and we're gonna walk in the living room. And I'm gonna take my computer with me so you can hear us, Christelle. Oops. As long as it's not attached. I'm just gonna walk ahead of you guys so I can turn my light on in the living room.
She should have told me 30 minutes sooner so we get my things in here.
warm them up.
I hope that's gone by next year.
Well, while you do that, I'm gonna
You know
give
what?
you some
Let's-
time.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Everybody's getting up and walking in. So the assignment
I'll be in
is
there
to take your
eventually.
Post-its and put them in one area of the living room. But take the one that, so the assignment is to take the Post-its, you can put them on the wall, on the floor, on a piece of furniture, whatever you want, and take the one that your old life. So put those up. So
takes a minute for me.
I know. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
the stiffness.
Yeah. There's a chair in here for you.
I'm coming.
This up against the wall. Mark is making her way in, and Jennifer went to the restroom. Just post those up on the wall. And then when you've completed that, take your pile of your ideal life and put them about 3 feet in another place, somewhere else. So Marjorie, there's a chair right here. You can do this against the wall, this picture right here.
Okay.
If you sit down, there's a chair just like your chair.
Okay.
And you can put the old ones, the old against the picture, and then just spread the new ones out to a different place.
Okay.
Just about a foot or two away from that.
So put the old ones first.
Uh-huh. The old ones go up first. And Christelle, are you following along? So Jennifer, to take your old post-it, and you can post it on a wall, you can post it on a piece of furniture, floor, whatever, and then new goes about a foot or two away from that. Okay. Oh my gosh, my living room looks so good. It's such a pretty picture. This is so fun. Good job, Marjorie. You guys are also organized. Everything's like in lines. It's perfect. Mine would be all spread all over in a circle or something. Spread it out. And once you've got that, I want you to look at the new. Look at the new. And I want you to just breathe into the new things. And see which one of the new feels like it's calling you the most. Which one feels like it's calling you the most? Because we say we want to release weight, feel healthy, but generally there's something else. So breathe into the new and really see which post-it is calling you the most. Let it call you. Let it feel you. But get out of your ego, get out of your head, feel into the bliss. That space that you found in that golden temple. Feel it into the bliss. Feel into the bliss. Breathe into it. So beautiful. Now go look at the new and breathe into it. Just take a few moments to really breathe into the new and see which post-it is calling you the most. Which post-it really is speaking to you. What do you want the most of your life? Just breathe into it. You can close your eyes to this, and as you get into your soul, what is your soul calling you to do? So you can get into your soul even a little more deeply. It's such a fun exercise. It's experiential, and that's when we really learn. You're training your brain to go forward with it. Do you have the one that you really, really want? Breathe in. Now, do you have it? Does everyone have it? Great. So I want you to walk back over to the old, but take that feeling with you, the feeling of the new. Look at that, breathe into it, and imagine yourself releasing it. And now walk over to the new, especially that one intention that's really calling you. Take the feeling of bliss with you, that soul feeling, and just stay with it. Breathe into it. Take the gifts with you. You're a little bit lighter.
I will be lighter when I come from here.
Breathe into it. And now just exhale and let it go.
situation or whatever. But now, you know, I leave my journal out and I'm hopeful that he does. I'm serious. It isn't bad, but
That is so good.
I bought in my bedroom for my vanity. I have a mirror, and so I got one of those writing ink pens. That's like red and green. It was right around Christmas. I did it, and I wrote some affirmation on the side of my mirror, which was like, yeah, the mirror not really huge, but it's mine, and we were standing together, you know. And he's like, huh. And I said, yeah, he knows. I'm always a glass is half full, and he's always tends to be a glass half empty. Like, you know, he just is always, and he doesn't do it as much anymore, but like, the devil's advocate, he always has to like, you know, he's a realist or whatever, you know, but, I just find that sharing actually kind of brings someone on your side of the fence.
It does, it does.
It does.
Well, and my husband was so against all this stuff, but then as I started manifesting, and as things started to be true, especially money in the bank, it was like, hey, I like this stuff. Keep doing it.
Condo in Florida.
Yeah. Then the way the condo in Florida where it's so easy, that whole thing, and it stayed full, and it's like, no, we actually
I have a condo in Texas.
beautiful.
You do? Oh.
Nice.
So I can go there 6 months, 360 plus.
It's not too personal, not out there.
Yeah.
So you kind of knows what you
Yeah,
want
my
to
piano
do.
lessons there.
And what you might do with the new is you can put I have, because if you say, if I am creates, or I have, you can never write your affirmations as I'm, so, or I'm going to. You don't want to do that. You say I have, or I am, and then the universe hears that, and that's what you get. And I meditate on mine every day. I see myself talking to big groups and getting to see lunch and all of that, and it's coming to fruition. I've been asked to speak in May to 250 women. I know, that's not every day. And it happened with Sila too. She wrote a book. Book tour in India.
Last 2 years is in the
Yeah. Yeah. Since we started. So this stuff works. You know, and see your body differently. And my sister was here, just here for 10 days. And she didn't stay here, she stayed at her ex-boyfriend's house, he had prostate surgery. But, you know, before she just irritated the crap out of me, she just, you know, those family things. And this time I just kept telling myself, we did. And she was great. Yeah, and she did the bike, and she, I was able to speak my truth. She's someone who talks about what she's gonna do but never does it. And I said, you have a story for so long. I'm saying, I said, I really love and adore you. I want to see bring these things to fruition. And I never been able to say anything like that. I was able to speak my truth. From not facing. Oh gosh, that's not the story. Yeah, exactly. I'm right, I'm standing for her. And it changes your whole life. So, but you know this stuff works.
I know, like I said, I feel it, I just don't do it. I'm like one of those people, it's the story.
Is that always stuff? So try to tap it. Try to tap it. You know, I had childhood limiting beliefs that I was good enough, I was smart enough, and my dad was an alcoholic, so it was a dynamic that I never ignored. So I wasn't listened to, so I didn't feel like I was good enough. And when I was able to clear those with Happy and some other modalities, and neurolinguistic programming, we did a lot of this exercises, neurolinguistic programming. You really can
I
you sure?
will finish my last little bites. That was so I don't go home and eat that chicken Alfredo.
I know.
This is so good. It's
Isn't
very
it good?
tasty. It really is.
Much better than the chicken Alfredo, right?
Yeah.
And seriously,
It
this
tastes
took
like a dinner salad too because it's so rich.
It is a dinner salad.
Did you put some oil in here?
Well, no, it's the oil that you cook it with. It's the oil you cook the cauliflower with.
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean, it's heavy enough to have served for dinner is what I.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
it is.
friends. I would serve this too.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, yeah, me too. I would
This
serve
was a
that to
mushroom
friends.
tea? We were
And I'll send
having?
you guys the recipe for the crackers too.
Who don't normally, you know,
Look for
eat
that.
this
That
healthy.
Catherine, this was a mushroom tea?
Yes, So that's,
That's
and
what
I
we
think
had,
I
that's what
got
we
that,
had.
I've never heard of
Mushrooms
mushroom
are
tea.
great for immunity. Does everybody have one? If you want.
I do.
It's very mild, it doesn't
Yeah,
have a
super
lot of.
mild. Yeah.
Catherine, can I have a little bit of that?
Oh, more, oh yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna be my breakfast.
That's your,
I
oh.
love this salad.
The salad is really good.
Yeah. that's
And I
what it is.
surprised myself.
I love it.
When did you join, Jennifer?
Well, I joined, I don't know what you call it, Catherine's last session or whatever.
Yeah, I can put it in
But I
that
could only
little
make it
cup
for
if
about
you
a
want.
month.
I don't
Plastic
mind.
I had some other
I
classes
don't
I
mind
had to work
Charlotte's
with.
either.
Over on Tuesday
But I
nights.
had a flight attendant tell me,
So she said,
all it is
after-
air pockets.
you know, after
I
you're done with that,
No,
start this one.
and
But I
But I still
experienced
don't.
the
So it was
plane
probably-
dropping.
as soon as they have that, they put the
Are you in
fasten
the-
seatbelt sign on.
in the
after
You
area?
can
I'm like,
kind of breathe.
well, no, I'm like this.
Oh, okay.
Where do you
My head- I'm
Okay.
the same way.
When
but-
they release it is when I start breathing.
Yeah, yeah.
I need Catherine.
And how old is it?
Driver mental.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with you, right?
So,
We're just
flew
my
out of
voice, right?
Well,
You
yeah.
have one child?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
I started a
nice.
little later. My husband, so.
Here, I got this for you, Marjorie.
I never ended up having
Looking for a
another
little
one.
Ziploc, but
Oh, it's okay.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, and she's awesome.
oh.
How old's your daughter? She's 7.
Aw.
So we just have the one and a puppy. She's
And a
about 7 months. Yeah, she's a little
Oh.
golden doodle.
A what?
A golden doodle.
Oh, nice.
They're so
Oh,
cute.
they are.
She's adorable.
Is that a cross
Yeah.
between a golden retriever and a poodle?
And a
Yeah.
poodle.
3 months for
little,
allergies.
huh?
Yeah, she's gonna be about 35 pounds, I guess.
Oh, my dear, do you want a bag?
No, this
So we have
is
horrible,
I
you know,
have my
pet
lunch
allergies.
pail.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
My whole, well, we all do. And our black lab died, and we loved him, of course, but
Aw.
we didn't get a dog for a while, and then this just kind of came into our life, you know. My friend got her sister out of the litter, and I don't know, we met Buttercup.
That's cool.
Buttercup is her name?
Yes, my
That's
daughter
so
named her
cute.
Buttercup. And we have no allergies to her, it's amazing.
That's a golden.
But I've never had a dog that I can sleep with in bed. My whole life we've had dogs, my family, but I've never slept with dogs. This is just great.
Really? That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Buttercup. I love it. So take these with you, do your play
Thank
work.
you.
Play work, play work, play work. Yes.
Thank you.
Marjorie, you look like you lost a lot of weight.
I'm
You're doing
trying.
good. You're doing really, really good.
Great.
Johnny won't be able to keep up with me pretty soon.
You watch. Well, and then what the best part is,
We can go
you know,
together.
when you well, your goal is to be able to walk better, and you're going to be able to walk without a cane, and you know, if
You know what would be the
Yeah.
biggest thing for me is when you said come in there,
Mhm.
that I can get up
Jump
like they
up.
did and
Just
go.
Well, you're going to.
Yeah.
But there's something
So
in
that's
here
the vision.
that's.
That's the vision. That's
Yeah.
the vision. That's the vision. And then it'll help you to release the weight. And then when you release the weight, they'll do the surgery. I
Yes,
mean, there's medical things they can do, right?
yes,
It's so good. We just have to believe it and expect miracles.
I did.
Yeah.
Unexpected
Thank you.
sunshine.
Can I take some of that too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good night, ladies.
Good night,
Hi, give me a
Jennifer.
hug. Are you leaving, Barbara?
I'm gonna go, yeah.
Here, give me a hug.
I will. I wasn't.
Good to see you, Seema.
Good to see you. It's good to be back.
Yes.
Hurry, I'll get you some.
Bye.
So your book is selling like crazy,
It's selling, not like crazy.
but that's how it starts.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Which is good.
Then you're gonna go to write another one and another one?
Yeah, I have to write one more, my full complete story, because this is just a chapter.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, my goal is to have it done by end of this year.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah.
were any of the other authors on your tour with you?
No.
But still, how
That's
cool.
wonderful.
Yeah, we went ahead and did it.
So fun to have you here.
Thank you. It was good to be here. Oh, look at all these
The what?
desserts.
Oh, do you want one? It's from last week, but I made some more for the Super Bowl. It's just chocolate cake. Do you want one? Really good. But I was gonna offer it to him, then I decided not to. I figured, you know what? Let's
Bye,
bring it as a
Catherine.
flower.
Love
Bye,
you.
honey.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Those were my orchids.
Bye, Sina.
Bye.
My little orchids. My little babies.
I didn't see any more emails between
He didn't get back to me.
Solomon and.
Is he gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he sent you information and then you were supposed to get back to him. That didn't happen.
I got back to him, but I didn't hear anything back, so
Oh.
I don't know.
What did you get back to him
But you know
about?
what? I just have so much on my plate right now that I probably shouldn't. It would totally. I don't know if I can do it a good job. I mean, if he
It's just coordination on that day.
really,
of
it's
the
just that
things.
day.
Yeah.
It's not like before.
not
Do I
like-
have to shop for food or anything?
No. Because it's Timmery who's doing everything and they're getting the food and all. You just need to be present and
Who's
help
doing
coordinate.
all of it?
Timmery Hagenberger.
Oh, she's the one in Marin that. So she just needs like an assistant then, right?
Just to coordinate. There's like a total of 3 people, you and I think 2 other people.
Would I have like access to putting out a table or putting out my flyers or something like that?
I don't know about table, but maybe flyer. I'll follow up with Zoom because I've
Because I could do the
barely
day,
talked to
but
him.
more than that right now I have a lot
Yeah.
on my plate.
Yeah, it's just that day.
Okay.
It'll be great exposure because there's gonna be a lot of people. We've
As
had
long as-
like 800 people show up every time.
Right, it's great exposure as long as you can have if I can have my stuff and have
Yeah.
collateral material and talk to people about my programs, then it's worth it. But
When did you get back to him? Because I didn't see any emails.
I don't know,
coming
and I
through.
hope I copied you on it. When did you leave for India?
3rd of January.
Okay, I'll have to look. I'll go back and look. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can forward that to me, then
Okay.
I'll follow up with him
Okay, cool. Yeah.
to see what has materialized
What
because
date
he's
is
been doing all
it?
that.
Tell me again. I think I have it on my calendar, but I want to make sure.
Feb 24th.
Yeah, and if you could just make sure that I can have, how much I can actually promote. Okay, so I have it on here. I may or may not be able to do it. I have another conflict. But let me work this out. I'll let you know in the next couple days. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, because
Yeah.
we are finalizing everything. It's in
Fun.
3 weeks.
I
I'm
know.
emceeing this time.
You're what?
Emceeing the event. I'm the
Oh,
master
oh, you are?
ceremony.
How fun! That'll be cool.
Yeah. So I'm a little nervous.
Oh my God, you're gonna do great.
Getting
It'll be
ready for
so
that.
good.
Yeah, if I can do it because this is what I want to do now. Is
Great.
MC different events. This works out. And
How long
I'll
were
do
you in India for?
a month.
Oh my gosh.
It's just got back on the 28th.
Wow.
I got back on the 28th and 29th morning. I had to go to LA from my LA condo. And that was
Yeah.
son's birthday too. Our place is getting so many problems.
Really?
About it.
Let's see it differently.
There's a lawsuit on it.
Oh no.
Tenant there, which is my brother, we've been trying to evict him. We were kind enough to let him stay till he said I wanted to stay until June 2018, so his kids would be out of school. So
Okay.
we allowed that. They just won't leave. And
Wow.
he knows the system so well that he's been able to extend it till now. So finally he's come to a settlement on the eviction. But he had a prior issue with his employer who had a judgment on him. That employer has filed another lawsuit, including me in it, and a